The first presidential debate of 2024 was supposed to be a clash of titans. Instead, it was a train wreck. Joe Biden, already facing questions about his age and fitness for office, stumbled through his answers. He appeared confused and disoriented. He even forgot the names of key world leaders. It was a disastrous performance that left even his most ardent supporters questioning his ability to lead. The internet, as it always does, exploded. Memes were born. Pundits declared the election over. Biden, they said, was finished. The debate became a defining moment in the 2024 race. It exposed a vulnerability in the Democratic campaign, a vulnerability that would soon be exploited in the most shocking way imaginable.
Chaos erupted. People screamed and ran for cover. Secret Service agents swarmed the stage, pushing Trump towards safety. A lone gunman, later identified as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, had opened fire. One rallygoer was killed, and two others were injured, including Trump himself, grazed by a bullet. The Secret Service, once the symbol of presidential invincibility, was caught flat-footed. Whispers of a stand-down order circulated, fueling conspiracy theories. How could this happen? Who was this Crooks kid and what was his motive? The nation held its breath, waiting for answers.
The FBI investigation quickly revealed that Crooks was a deeply troubled young man. He had a history of mental illness and had expressed extremist views online. But the more they dug, the more questions arose. There were gaps in his digital footprint, encrypted files the FBI couldn't crack. Was he a lone wolf, or was he part of something bigger?
The Republican National Convention was supposed to be a coronation for Trump. Instead, it became a rally for unity. With Trump recovering from his injuries, the party needed a new standard bearer. Enter J.D. Vance, the best-selling author and venture capitalist, who had become a rising star in the Republican Party. Vance, with his working-class roots and sharp intellect, offered a compelling contrast to the Democratic ticket. He spoke of healing the nation's divides, of bringing back jobs, of restoring America's standing in the world. The crowd roared its approval. Trump, watching from his hospital bed, knew he had found his successor.
The selection of Vance as Trump's running mate was a masterstroke. He brought intellectual heft and a common touch to the ticket. He appealed to both the base and the moderates. And with Biden's campaign already on the ropes, the Republicans sensed victory. Section 4. Kamala's rise from shadow to spotlight. The assassination attempt on Trump had sent shockwaves through the nation. It also threw the Democratic Party into turmoil. Biden, already weakened by his debate performance, seemed to retreat further into himself. The party needed a leader, and they needed one fast.
Kamala Harris, Biden's vice president, stepped into the void. She addressed the nation with a calm and steady voice, offering condolences to the victims and calling for unity. She visited Trump in the hospital, a gesture of compassion that resonated with the public. And she hit the campaign trail, energizing voters with her message of hope and change.
Harris's rise was meteoric. She had been a controversial figure during the primaries, but the assassination attempt had changed everything. She was now the face of the Democratic Party, the one person who seemed capable of uniting the country in a time of crisis. Section 5, Educide, A Nation Fails Its Future. As the 2024 election cycle unfolded, overshadowed by violence and uncertainty, a different kind of tragedy was unfolding in America's schools. Test scores plummeted, dropout rates soared. Teachers, demoralized and underpaid, were leaving the profession in droves. America's education system, once the envy of the world, was crumbling. Was it a coincidence that this educational crisis coincided with the most divisive political climate in recent memory? Or was it, as some argued, a deliberate act of educide, the systematic dismantling of public education for political gain? Whatever the cause, the consequences were clear. America was failing its children, and its future hung in the balance. The 2024 election, it seemed, wouldn't just determine who would lead the country, it would determine the fate of a generation.